There is a line of thought, albeit a less popular one, around New Year's Eve every year where people say just because the calendar year changes doesn't mean that anything is automatically or magically different. Well, you know what? Normally I don't agree with that, but today I do. Just because we switched to June does not mean the Rockers need to stop losing or need to stop winning. This is a first-place team that is red hot right now, and we hope to see it continue into the month of June. Good evening, everyone. Kendrick Fruits here with you from Truist Point in North Carolina, High Point, North Carolina. Game 2 of a 3-game midweek set between the Rockers and the Charleston Dirty Birds. Colt Webb getting set to make his first professional start. He made a relief appearance against Charleston last week, and he is on the mound ready to begin his first pro start. First pitch is a fastball low at 6:35, right on time. And Webb delivers the 1-0. There's a fastball strike in the knees, count 1-1. First pitch temperature, it is 89 degrees. Another hot one here in North Carolina. It'll get down into the low 80s at the end of the day, but otherwise, another warm night at the ballpark. Pop up into shallow right field. The first baseman, Logan Morrison, makes the catch one step into fair territory for the first out of the inning. First pitch time and weather brought to you by Grandover Resorts in Greensboro. Live, work, enjoy. The lineup again that Webb will be facing: Bertram, Seymour, Perez, Goris, Beltre, Gonzalez, Blum, Kelly, and Garced. There's a strike on the outside corner to Anthony Seymour, and the count 0-1. Colt Webb, a star, Charleston University, Charleston, West Virginia. Off speed just off of the plate, and the count goes to 1-1. The 1-1 hit in the air into center field. Johnny Field is drifting over, and he'll make the catch for the second out of the inning. We'll set the Rockers defensively here for you. Quincy Lattimore is in left. Johnny Field is the center fielder. Ben Aklinski is in right. Michael Martinez, the third baseman. Giovanni Alfonso, your shortstop. Michael Russell is at second. Logan Morrison at first. And Yuta Okazaki, making his first home start, is behind the plate. The batter is Juan Perez, hitting at .342, 5 home runs, 25 batted in. There's a strike at the knees with the off-speed pitch, count 0-1. Webb in his collegiate career, a strikeout machine, but he's going to use 3 outs in play in the first inning as this one is grounded over to first base, or to shortstop rather, and Alfonso's throw over to first base is in time for a 1-2-3 inning. Well, the key for Colt Webb today was to get a fast start. Right now, he did exactly that in the first inning with a 1-2-3 frame. We head to the bottom of the first scoreless on the Rockers Baseball Network. Let's cheer him on as he makes his way around the field. For all reform equipment needs, be sure to visit 6 Farm Equipment in Lexington, North Carolina. Guilford Technical Community College offers a great education while offering quality, affordability, and support. Choose GTCC, choose success. Learn more at www.gtcc.edu today. Coming out for the Dirty Birds, right-hander William Stevens. Bottom of the first inning, Jordan Stevens taking his warm-up tosses for the Dirty Birds. Stevens comes into today 1-2, 5.70 the earned run average. He's allowed 37 hits, 9 walks in 36 and a third innings, 30 strikeouts, but the big number we talked about a little bit in the pregame show, 9 home runs allowed. This is a guy who, if he makes a mistake pitch, a lot of times opposing hitters have been able to pounce on it. The Rockers were supposed to see him in the finale against Charleston at Appalachian Power Park last week, but because of the rainout, did not face him. The lineup again for High Point today: Russell, Aklinski, Downs, Lattimore, Morrison, Martinez, Field, Okazaki, and Alfonso. Here's Michael Russell, 225 the average, a home run, 16 batted in. This is a guy who has really started to heat up recently. 3-hit day yesterday, and the first pitch from Stevens, a strike. Batting average not that long ago was floundering. He swings at this pitch, lines it up and out of play, right field side, and the count is 0-2. I mean, you go back even to 2 weeks ago, was sitting at the low 180s. Here's an 0-2, high fastball, and the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Home plate umpire today is Kevin Morgan. Calvin Baker down the first base side, and Jeremy Ryan is down the third base line. Stevens delivers the 1-2. Fastball, strike 3, looking at the knees. Down goes Russell for out number 1. The Rockers today going with the white pants, white jerseys, Rockers in block letters across the front. Blue numbers beneath it on the left side. On the back, it is blue numbering as well. They're going with the blue caps today. Charleston, same uniforms as yesterday. Gray pants, gradient gray tops, darker gray at the shoulders. Aklinski chases the high fastball, strike 1. Teal numbering on the back, the word Charleston in teal across the chest with a orange outline, and black hats. Here comes the 0-1 to Aklinski. Fastball, strike, and the count goes to 0-2. Aklinski hitting at .314, has the tied for the team lead with 7 home runs, does lead the team with 28 runs batted in. Here comes the 0-2. Aklinski swings, line drive right into center field. Anthony Seymour is there and makes the catch for out number 2. Let's go ahead and set the defense for you here. The left fielder is Miguel Beltre. Anthony Seymour is the center fielder. Juan Perez in right field today. Diego Goris, the third baseman. Scott Burcham, the shortstop. The second baseman, Scott Kelly. Tyler Blum is at first. And Alfredo Gonzalez is behind the dish. Here's Jerry Downs hitting at .269 with 4 home runs and 15 batted in. Takes a ball up and away with the fastball. Stevens working quickly, delivers another fastball. This one's popped up into shallow left field. Going back is Goris. Back is also the shortstop Burcham. And it's going to drop in front of the left fielder, Miguel Beltre. Jerry Downs will head to second. I think both Burcham and Beltre thought the other one was going to make the catch, and the ball falls between them. That will be a bloop double for Jerry Downs here with 2 outs in the first inning. What should have been an easy 1-2-3 for Jordan Stevens instead extends the bottom of the first inning now with the runner at second base. Here's Quincy Lattimore hitting at .293 with 7 home runs. First pitch, fastball outside, ball 1. Hit a 3-run home run yesterday as part of that 18-run barrage the Rockers put together. Here comes a 1-0. High fastball. No, it's going to catch the top of the zone, and the count goes to 1-1. Probably about the shortest double you will ever see off the bat of Jerry Downs. We'll see if the Rockers can take advantage of that mistake. That fastball inside hits Lattimore. I think they're going to say it hit the bat, though, or the hand and the bat. Ends up being a foul ball. Lattimore shaking out that left hand. Unfortunate foul ball, and the count goes to 1-2. Stevens set, delivers curveball. That is outside. They're going to check with Calvin Baker to see if he went around. He did not. And the count 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Wind has started to pick up towards left field. We mentioned in the pregame show it wasn't really doing anything. We talked about the home runs that Stevens allowed, but now it is blowing out towards left. 2-2, high curveball, and the count goes full. Quincy Lattimore is working a 12-game on-base streak. Longest active amongst the Rockers, and one behind Ben Aklinski for the longest this year. Stevens delivers payoff pitch, high fastball, and he has tied the longest on-base streak of the year by first inning walk, his 13th consecutive game reaching base. And the Rockers have runners on first and second with 2 outs in the batter, Logan Morrison. Morrison hitting a .294, 4 home runs, 11 batted in. He's really started to improve the offensive numbers recently as well. After another slow start, he and a lot of left-handed power hitters, a slow start to this year. High fly ball, right field side, it's deep, but it's foul. And the count 0-1. Jerry Downs struggled from a power department to get the year started. Quincy Lattimore had that one really big flourish, and then he cooled off a little bit. Xander Wheel started off hot. He's cooled off. The big bats for High Point have been hit or miss in the early portion of the year, but things looking up for Downs and Morrison recently, and Lattimore after last night. That pitch down and in. The count goes to 1 ball, 1 strike to Morrison. Last night's game, the Dirty Birds scored 1 in the top of the first, and the Rockers responded with 3 in the bottom of the first. They did not give up the lead after that. High Point is 13-0 this year when scoring in the first inning. Fastball called strike to Morrison, and the count 1-2. They're going to have to hurry it up if they're going to do it here in the first inning. 2 outs and a runner on second base. Infield expecting Morrison to pull. Here comes the 1-2. Curveball hit on the ground, first base side. It will go foul. As you normally see here at the ballpark, most of the left and right field foul line are in shadow, as is the front half of the infield. Everything else in the sunlight, and it will be an issue for outfielders and infielders alike. You see a bunch of players shielding their eyes before the pitch, as that pitch is fouled straight back, and the count remains 1-2. Jordan Stevens thought he was out of this inning. After just 9 pitches, next pitch will be his 21st.
Fantastic. I'd be better with the beer in my hand.
Stevens holds the set. Now the slide step and the fastball stays up, and the count goes 2-2 to Morrison. Jerry Downs, the runner at second. Quincy Lattimore, the runner at first. Neither one being held on. Charleston looking for the final out of the first inning. Rockers banged out 17 hits yesterday. Here's a curveball hit on the ground towards the second baseman, Kelly. Easy play on to first base in time for the final out of the inning. Rockers get 2 on but do not score. We're scoreless after 1 on the Rockers Baseball Network.
the service men and women who put on the uniform of our armed forces and stand ready to defend a grateful nation. Located on our concourse is our BOW MIAC, which will always remain unused in memory of those that have not come home. Folks, please rise if you are currently serving or have served in the United States Armed Forces. We thank you so much for your service, and thank you to Cricket Wireless for sponsoring the Rockers Row of Honor. To honor the hometown hero in your life, nominate them to sit in our Row of Honor by sliding to highpointrockers.com. She said she too young, don't want no man, so she gon' call her friends and that's a plan. I just ordered sushi from Japan. My young just wanna kick it, Jackie Chan. Dropped up how you want, no, don't call it South Beach. Look like Kelly Rowland, this might be my destiny. She want me to get it, I just think it's on me.
Top of the second inning, no score. Colt Webb retired the Dirty Birds 1-2-3 in the top of the first inning. To do it here in the second, facing Diego Goris and Gel Beltre and Alfredo Gonzalez. Take a quick peek at the Atlantic League standings while we've got a moment. The North Division, Southern Maryland running away with it, leading second place Lancaster by 10 games. Long Island 10.5 back. York 13 back, and Staten Island bringing up the rear 17.5 out. The Rockers lead the South Division by 2 games over Gastonia. Their lead over Kentucky 9.5. It is 11 over Charleston. You have to go 11.5 back to find the defending champion Lexington Legends. The batter Diego Goris hitting at .288, a home run and 7 batted in. And Webb's first pitch. Off speed inside, and the count 1-0. He was 14-4 at the University of Charleston. 28-11 overall collegiately was Colt Webb. Fastball strike, and the count 1-1. Listen to some of these numbers from his senior year. Was 9-2 with a 2.91 ERA this year at Charleston. Helped the Golden Eagles into the championship game, NCAA Division II Atlantic Regional. That pitch low in the count 2-1. Also tossed a 7-inning no-hitter against Davis and Elkins on April 16th of this year. Struck out 7. Was the first by a Charleston pitcher since 2000. That pitch fouled off in the count 2-2. I mentioned he was a strikeout pitcher. 92 in the third innings pitched this year. Struck out 102, setting a school record. But through 2 innings of work in the pros, no strikeouts yet. But hey, Rockers will take it if he's able to get outs as quickly as he did the first inning. Strikeouts aren't everything. Off speed low, and the count goes full. His debut last week gave up a hit, then a walk, but then retired the next 3 hitters, 1 on a sac fly, 1 in an RBI groundout, so both of those runners would eventually come in and score, but thought that after he settled in, looked pretty good. As that pitch, a swing and a miss, strike 3. That is the first professional strikeout for Colt Webb. I'll bring up Gel Beltre, had a 3-hit day yesterday for Charleston. And Webb delivers first pitch. Fastball high in the count 1-0. Gel Beltre has brought the average up to 281. Takes a fastball just low, and the count goes to 2-0. Hitting .306 against High Point this year. Here's the 2-0, off speed, called strike at the knees, and the count 2-1. One of the good things about Colt Webb, it's not like he's coming in here cold after just pitching a full collegiate season. That pitch rounded foul, and the count 2-2. Obviously, if you're Jamie Keefe, you want to be careful with the young arm, and you don't want to overuse him. But on the flip side, this is a guy who's already stretched out this year. Here comes a 2-2 to Beltre. Fastball hit on the ground towards second. Michael Russell picks it up on a couple of hops. The throw to first base is in time. And that's the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up Alfredo Gonzalez, the catcher.
Next up, the catcher, Alfredo Gonzalez.
Gonzalez hitting at .292, a home run, 6 batted in. First pitch, a strike, and the count 0-1. The good thing is they've pretty much replicated with Gonzalez the production they were getting with Yovan Gonzalez, who is on the injured list right now. Here comes the 0-1. Fastball strike, and the count 0-2. Cole Webb delivers the 0-2, high and tight, and the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. It was a big concern for Charleston when they lost Yovan Gonzalez, but Alfredo has done a nice job. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and grounded foul, third base side. Billy Horn, the manager / third base coach, making the two-handed play. Textbook form there. I'll tell you what, Colt Webb not wasting a whole lot of time. He gets the ball, and he's standing back on the rubber ready to go. Here comes the 1-2. Off-speed low, tried to get Gonzalez to chase, but was unsuccessful in that endeavor, in the count 2-2. Shakes off Okazaki one time, now delivers the 2-2 fastball, lined into right field. Long run for Aklinski, and he can't make the catch. Just out of his reach. It bounces off of the wall. A strong throw into second, but it will be cut off by Michael Russell, and it is a 2-out double for Alfredo Gonzalez, the first base runner and the first hit for Charleston here with 2 outs in inning number 2. The batter, Tyler Blum, just is rather not to have anything to do with high point pitching. He's 0 for 13 against the Rockers this year. Here comes the first pitch to Blum. Fastball, swing and a miss. Inside corner, count 0-1. None of the Rockers defensively paying a whole lot of attention to Gonzalez right now. Over at second base, he gets a big lead. Now Colt Webb will step off and look to throw to second base, but Gonzalez flustered him and was able to induce a balk out of Webb. So he'll head over to third base now. That's just a veteran catcher in Gonzalez getting the most of the rookie in Webb, as that pitch fouled off and the count 0-2. Colt Webb can have the last laugh, though, if he can retire Tyler Blum here without allowing Gonzalez to come in and score. If I'm not mistaken, that is now back-to-back nights with a balk. Yeah, it is. One from Tanner Duncan last night. Here's the 0-2. Fastball outside corner, and Webb doesn't get the call. Webb comes set. Here comes the 1-2. Off-speed swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him to chase down and away. That's the final out of the inning. And the double and the balk don't end up hurting. We go to the bottom of the second inning, still scoreless on the Rockers Baseball Network.
I'm Mark Randolph, and I'm proud to be the entrepreneur in residence at the premier life skills university, High Point University.
All right, fans, it's now time for our tire shuffle, presented by Michael Tire Automotive. Please turn your attention to the Jumbotron and make sure to shout out your answer.
To the bottom of inning number 2 we go. We are scoreless here at Truist Point. Rockers and Dirty Birds looking to draw first blood in this contest. Whether or not the Rockers score first, a lot of times this year, really hasn't meant a whole lot. They're 16-2 when they score first, but when opponents score first, the Rockers are 16-7. So while it certainly behooves High Point to score first, it's not the end of the world if they don't. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 coming up here for High Point. Martinez, Field, and Okazaki, the 3 scheduled hitters. Michael Martinez hitting at .345, 7 runs batted in. Stolen 2 bases, and he's got an on-base percentage of .418. Exactly what you want to see here leading off an inning. And that's kind of something that we'll keep an eye on as the night goes on. As Martinez swings, high fly ball, center field, Anthony Seymour going back and starts to round off his route, makes the catch at the front of the warning track, out number 1. Last night, the Rockers had 8 innings of offense. 5 of those 8 innings resulted in leadoff man reaching base. Charleston 6 out of 9, but both teams are combined 0 for 4 in that category tonight. Here's Johnny Field hitting at .228, 4 home runs, 18 runs batted in. Last night he had a couple of RBIs, 2 sacrifice flies. Rockers set a team record 4 sac flies last night. Not something you see very often as Field lines a single into center field. That is the second hit of the game for High Point. And the offensive resurgence for Johnny continues. Here's Yuta Okazaki making his first home at-bat, making his first home plate appearance this season. Played game 2 of the doubleheader at Staten Island on Sunday. Born in Tokyo in 1991, takes that pitch low in the count 1-0. Has been all over the Pecos League scene, playing at Alpine, Lake Erie, Salina, Monterey, High Desert. That pitch down and away in the count 2-0. He has 3 career plate appearances in the minor leagues to his credit. In 2018 was signed by the Braves and actually played for AAA Gwinnett. 3 at-bats, struck out twice and picked up a hit in the other one. He is billed as a defense-first catcher, pops this one up. At second base, Scott Kelly makes the catch, and that is out number 2.
Next up, shortstop number 1, Giovanni Alfonso.
Here's Giovanni Alfonso hitting at .319, 5 batted in, and a steal. Alfonso has been a steal at the bottom of the Rockers lineup. A rough 2019, followed by a huge bounce back last year, and he's off to another torrid start this year after finally joining the Rockers after spending the beginning of the year on the injured list as he shoots that one foul, count 0-1. Field inching off of first base. Here comes the 0-1. High fastball. And a little tight, too, for Alfonso. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Stevens comes set. He works first base side of the rubber. In the slide step, Alfonso just gets it off the end of the bat and again fouls at right field side. Truist Point hosted the Big South Conference Championships over the weekend, won by Campbell University. The logos and insignia still down the first and third base lines here. Alfonso pops this one up out of play. Count remains 1-2. Field takes his lead off of first base. And Stevens comes set, setting up outside as the catcher Gonzalez. Field takes off before Stevens even threw the ball. Here comes the play down at second base, and Field gets in around the tag. Johnny Field was dead to right. Stevens threw to second base. Scott Kelly was there, swiped. And much like we've seen Javier Baez do with the Chicago Cubs, Johnny Field works his way around the tag with a little spin move. And that's going to be scored as a stolen base for Field. That is his 7th. And he extends his team lead. Johnny Field making something happen here for the Rockers. Here comes the pitch to Alfonso. Check swing, they go down to first base. Calvin Baker's going to say, yes, Gio went too far around. That is strike 3. And that is it for the Rockers in the second inning. No score through 2 innings of play. We head to the top of the third next on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Weather is very personal for me. It's a big responsibility to get it right. When a storm is coming, everybody's anxious. We're worried about it too, as I look through the lens and imagine all the folks that are sitting out there. And I know that you're counting on me. That's something that I take very seriously. And the reason I do what I do every day.
Hey fans, it's time for our Smile Cam. Come on fans, let us see all those beautiful smiles. The Smile Cam is brought to you by Dr. Bradley Samuel. You need a great dentist? Call ours, 336-883-2316. Or visit www.bradleysamuel. Yes.com. Dr. Bradley Samuel, the official dentist of the Rockford Rockers.
Top of the third inning. We're still scoreless here between the Rockers and the Charleston Dirty Birds. Colt Webb will face 8-9-1. That is Kelly Garcet, and back to the top with Scott Bertram. Got a moment, a quick look at what's coming up here at Truist Point over the next couple of days. Tomorrow, obviously, we've got Thirsty Thursday, including select $1 beers, and the first 500 fans will get a Rockers koozie, courtesy of Fiddle and Fish Brewery. First pitch, a strike to Scott Kelly, and the count 0-1. Also Friday, it's rivalry weekend. Gastonia comes into town for the first time this year. Post-game fireworks after that game. You can watch from the field. That pitch outside to Kelly, 1-1. Also coming up, Masters of the Ring Entertainment, June 11th of this year. Big time wrestling event here at Truist Point as that pitch fouled off, including a couple of WWE Hall of Famers. Different levels of tickets beginning at $35. Also, you can get a family 4-pack, 4 tickets for the price of $105. General admission tickets only. Again, Get your tickets for that event June 11th at highpointrockers.com as Kelly grounds this up the middle. And that will be a leadoff base hit for the Charleston second baseman. This brings up the number 9 hitter, the designated hitter, Angel Garced. And lastly, one big thing coming up here this week, actually starting tonight, is the soft opening of the Stock and Grain Assembly Food Hall. 2 bars, Cahoots and Bevelry. 4:30 to 9 o'clock up every night this week until Saturday, and then Sunday 4:30 to 8 o'clock. So we certainly want to wish a warm welcome to the neighborhood of our new neighbors up over center field in the Stock and Grain Assembly Food Hall. We invite you to come check them out. First pitch to Garced, misses ball 1. Rockers looking for the double play ball. Here comes the pitch. Hit on the ground, but it will go into left field for a base hit. Garced smacks that one into left. Back-to-back singles for Charleston here in the 3rd inning, and that'll bring up Scott Burcham, who's 0 for 1. Quick look at the injured list for the Rockers. There are currently 5 High Point players on the injured list. Actually 6. Johnny Barbado, Cooper Cassad, Mike Galino, Bryce Hensley, Joe Johnson, and Tyler Ladendorf. Did not see Tyler down there today. Did see him walking around some yesterday before the game. Off-speed pitch bunted towards the mound. Webb picks it up. His only plays to first base. It's a low throw, but a scoop made by Morrison. And that's the first out of the inning.
Next up, number 9, center fielder, Anthony Seymour.
Sacrifice bunt successful by Burcham. Maybe not a pretty one, but a successful one. Runners on 2nd and 3rd now with 1 out for Anthony Seymour. Bryce Hensley and Mike Galino, if you listened to Jamie Keefe's interview yesterday, he said he hoped that both of those would be quick stints as that pitch a fastball into Seymour, 1-0. Joe Johnson threw a simulated inning today prior to the Rockers taking batting practice, so he certainly seems like he is on the road to recovery. That pitch popped up, foul territory, left field side. Michael Martinez gives it a look, but nothing doing there, and the count 1-1. Colt Webb would love to get a little infield pop-up here, or even a strikeout, something where hitters, the base runners could not advance. Help loosen the tension a little bit here in this first jam he's found himself in. Seymour hits it on the ground to first base. Logan Morrison thinks about throwing home, but ends up stepping on the bag. And that is an RBI ground out for Anthony Seymour. The second out of the inning. Kelly scores. Angel Garced goes to 3rd. And it is a 1-0 Charleston lead. Juan Perez bounced out to short his first time up. Here comes the first pitch to Perez. It is a fastball, and it's a strike at the knees, count 0-1. Big thing there, even though Charleston scores a run, Colt Webb gets the ground ball, and that's a huge thing. You want to be able to get the pitches on the ground, let your fielders, your infielders specifically, make plays. As that slider upstairs, 1-1. Most of his outs today have been on the ground. There's the 1-1. This one hit on the ground towards 3rd. Martinez backing up on it a little bit. Now throws over to first base in time. That's the final out of the inning, but not before Charleston takes the lead on an RBI ground out from Anthony Seymour. That was his 13th run batted in of the year. And we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Charleston leads 1-0 on the Rockers Baseball Network.
You next group out anything about a day at the ballpark. Also, happy 3rd anniversary to Nick and Madeline. Happy anniversary.
To the bottom of the third inning we go. The Rockers now behind by a score of 1-0 against Charleston in the middle game of this 3-game set. Certainly hope that they saved a couple of runs from yesterday. High Point, of course, using a franchise record 18 runs to get through yesterday's game. The top of the lineup here in the bottom of the third, Russell, Leklinski, and Downs. Michael Russell struck out looking to begin the Rockers' offensive evening. And Stevens delivers his first pitch of the inning. Swing and a miss, a slider that Russell was way on top of. Colt Webb, 42 pitches through 3 innings. Stevens has just thrown his 33rd. Same pitch, same result. Russell chases the slider down and in the left-handed box, and the count 0-2. Leklinski in the on-deck circle. Stevens delivers fastball. Russell hits this one right back up the middle. Stevens loses his glove. Not sure how that happened. It's a leadoff base hit for Michael Russell. I think Jordan Stevens was swatting at the ball, and the momentum, the glove ends up flying towards the third baseline. Not sure if the ball got a piece of the glove or what. Either way, Stevens' glove goes one way, the ball goes the other way. The Rockers have a leadoff man aboard for Leklinski. First pitch high and tight with the fastball, and the count 1 ball, no strikes. Michael Russell has now got a hit in 4 consecutive games. He's reached base in 7 straight. It's actually 5 consecutive games with a hit. It's a season high for Russell. That pitch low, and the count goes to 2-0. Well, when Charleston scored first yesterday, the Rockers were able to take the lead for good in the bottom of that inning. So we'll see if tonight is the same result as Leklinski fouls this off and out of play right field side. Leklinski, one of the few Rockers that actually looks down at Jamie Keefe when he flashes signs. I've noticed a lot of guys just step into the box. Jamie Keefe says, look, these guys are pros. He lets them do what they think is best unless a really specific situation arises. Is that pitch up and tight? Count 3-1. Here comes the pitch. Runner goes. It is ball 4. And so with that is a single and a walk to start this inning. Rockers threatening. Here's Jerry Downs, a double his last time up. Continues. There's been a resurgence for him. Batting average now at .275. Was a .300 hitter in his Rockers debut last year. First pitch to Downs, curveball. It's a strike at the knees. Count 0-1. It's the first time this year the Rockers have seen Stevens. Again, they almost did last week. Mother Nature had other plans. Here's the 0-1, and that's going to hit Downs on the front knee. He goes straight down. He's okay. He gets up. That's one of those balls. You know how when you go to the doctor, they'll hit that spot on your knee for the reflexes. Well, Jerry's reflexes are fine. That got him straight on the knee. And that hit by pitch will load the bases for Quincy Lattimore. And if you wanted to see anybody up on this situation against Charleston, Lattimore is that guy. Lattimore this year against Charleston, 480 the batting average, 480, with 4 of his 7 home runs and 12 of his 26 RBIs. Big swing and a miss on the first pitch, count 0-1. Stevens comes set, still nobody out. Big opportunity for High Point. Lattimore pops up the high fastball. It'll get up and out of play. And the count now 0-2. Logan Morrison in the on-deck circle, then Michael Martinez behind him. Comes an 0-2. That's down in the dirt. Good block by Gonzalez. And the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rockers this year hitting an even 300 with runners on base. That is tops in the Atlantic League. Michael Russell led off the inning with a base hit, then a walk to Aklinski, then a hit by pitch to Jerry Downs. Here's a 1-2. Curveball, a big floater, and it's fouled up and out of play. The count remains 1-2. Defense, for the most part, playing in normal depth, although the first baseman Blum in a little bit. Here comes the pitch. Lattimore swings, lines it into left field, but right there is Beltre. The throw is going to come into second base. Racing back is Aklinski. Did he get in time? No. Aklinski is out. Coming in and scoring is Russell, so we're tied at 1. On what ends up being a double play, Lattimore flies it to Ingel Beltre. Beltre throws to second to retire Aklinski. So Jerry Downs is at first base. There are now 2 outs, and Logan Morrison's the batter. Curveball to Morrison, that stays outside, and the count 1-0. Well, if Charleston had to give up the lead, that's probably the way you want to do it. You at least get a double play out of it. Here comes the 1-0 to Morrison, fastball, and he fouls it off. Downs takes his lead off of first. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. It is now a tie ball game. And here comes the pitch, high and tight with the fastball that time is Stevens, and the count goes to 2-1. Michael Martinez in the on-deck circle. Rockers have a couple lefties and the switch hitter Martinez in the lineup. There's the curveball low, does not get Morrison to chase, and the count goes to 3-1. This has been a lengthy inning for Stevens. Next pitch will be number 52. We get to the top of the 4th inning. We'll take a look around the Atlantic League and see what else is going on tonight. Here's the 3-1 to Morrison. And he fouls off the knee-high fastball, and the count goes full. One of Logan's 3 home runs this year, one of his 4 home runs this year, has come against Charleston. Stevens comes set. Here comes a payoff pitch to Morrison. Big league for Downs, takes off. Fastball is again fouled off. Line score is identical here as we're almost through 3 innings of play. 1 run per side, 3 hits per side, and no errors per side. Rockers are the best defensive team in the Atlantic League. You'll hear any of the pitchers talk about it. Neil Uscali mentioned it in the pregame show today. Looping curveball, outside ball 4. A good battle for Morrison, and Morrison wins. We'll head down to first base. The 3rd inning continues. That is already for Stevens the 3rd walk he is allowed. He came into today averaging 1 walk every 4 innings. He's walked 3 in 3 innings tonight, plus the hit by pitch. Here's Michael Martinez with 2 aboard and 2 outs. Swings the first pitch, grounds it to the first baseman, Blum, who takes it himself for the final out of the inning. With the Rockers tie it up, Quincy Lattimore hits into a 7-4 double play. A little out of the ordinary, but hey, it allows a run to come in and score. Through 3 innings of play, it's a 1-1 ball game on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Alrighty, thank you, Tom. You guys know that we love Disney Bat. We have no rating. This right here, this flavor, Grayson, no pressure, Grayson. Measurement start right here. You're already gonna lose. You're gonna spin and spin and spin until I tell you to stop. This, that'll head over to the right. Let's get this going. 3, 2, 1, start spinning down this. Keep the head down the bat and the back down the right. Guys, make some noise for them. The louder you cheer, the faster they're gonna spin. Awesome job. You need 3 more big spins, guys. Come on. Work for it. Work for it. Work for this awesome drive. Up, up. Drop it in. Go. Nice job, guys. Back to you, Tom.
Outstanding.
To the top of the 4th we go. It is a 1-1 game. It is 4, 5, and 6 coming up for Charleston against Colt Webb. We'll see how he bounces back after last inning where he gave up a pair of singles, a sac bunt, and an RBI ground out. The runs scored against Webb today, for the most part, looks very similar to the runs he gave up in Charleston. A couple of early base runners in the inning. And he settles in and gets a couple of outs on baseballs that don't leave the infield. But 1 run still comes in and scores. Here's Diego Goris, struck out his first time up. And Webb's first pitch, fastball low when the count 1-0. We'll take a look around the Atlantic League. All the other scores going on today. If you missed the interesting story in the pregame show, for the 2nd time this year, a game in Lexington has been suspended due to issues with the mound. That pitch low in the count 2-0. In the offseason this year, if you'll remember, they put in artificial turf all over the ballpark, and again they run into trouble with the pitching mound. Goris pops it up in the infield. Michael Russell, the second baseman, 1 step onto the outfield grass, now back into the infield turf. Makes the catch for the first out. So in the bottom of the 4th inning, when that game was suspended, it was 6-5 Genomes over the Legends. No information at this time as to when that game will be resumed. I assume tomorrow. Yes, it looks like they are going to try to play it tomorrow. Other games around the Atlantic League, a fairly high-scoring affair early on at Caramont Health Park. First pitch here swung on and lined up the middle. That man again, Engel Beltre, now has 4 hits in his last 6 at-bats against the Rockers, with a first pitch single up the middle. That'll bring up Alfredo Gonzalez, who doubled his first at-bat. Middle of the 3rd inning, the Ducks lead the Honey Hunters 4-3. Anderson De Leon against Michael Gunn, your starting pitching matchup. Lancaster and Staten Island, bottom of the 2nd inning, a high-scoring game there already, too. 4-2 Barnstormers over the Ferry Hawks. Dominic DiSabatino and Austin Auletta, your starting pitching matchup. Southern Maryland trailing York right now. It is a 3-0 game as this pitch popped up and out of play. Count nothing in 1. The Revolution lead the Blue Crabs 3-0 top of inning number 3. We'll check in again later on around the Atlantic League and see what else is going on. So the runner on first base is Ingel Beltre. There's 1 out for Alfredo Gonzalez. A check over to first base, and Beltre is back in safely. Ingel has only successfully stolen 1 base this year. He is 1 out of 3 for a Charleston team that is just 25 out of 36. A pitch low from Webb, and a good backhanded scoop by Okazaki. Webb set. Here's the 1-1. Low fastball. That's fouled off at the plate. And the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. I love the comment that Jamie Keefe said when we were back in Charleston. Obviously, he said he hopes for the kids' own sake that Colt Webb turns into a really good pitcher. But he said there's another part of him, too, that hopes that he turns into a good pitcher so he can rub it into Billy Horn's face that he took him from Charleston. Pop up in the infield. Logan Morrison comes up to get it. And that's the 2nd out of the inning. Webb jammed Gonzalez.
Next up, first baseman.
That's the 2nd out of the inning. Here's Tyler Blum, who struck out his first time up. I've been impressed with him so far. I thought he's, even when he got in trouble in his relief appearance at Charleston and then the 3rd inning here, gets a couple of guys on base, but he has a quick settle-down period, and he's able to get outs. I think it's the big impressive thing about Colt Webb right now. There's another jam shot, an infield pop-up, and Morrison makes the play. Another easy-looking inning for Colt Webb. And he's smiling on his way off of the mound. A couple of easy infield pop-ups, 3 of them to be exact. And he sets down the Dirty Birds in the top of the 4th inning. We go to the bottom of the 4th, still tied at 1 on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Teddy Long, the Steiner brothers, and more. As part of the historic night in High Point. Meet and greet passes along with tickets are on sale now at highpointrockers.com or at the Truett Court box office.
To the bottom of the 4th inning we go. Rockers and Dirty Birds all tied at 1. Rockers will have 7, 8, 9 coming up. That is Field, Okazaki, and Alfonso. Johnny Field A base hit and a stolen base his first time up. 7 steals for Johnny this year. Starting to creep up the single season leader, the career leaderboards a little bit. Michael Russell, the all-time leader in stolen bases for the Rockers. He is second on the team this year with 5. Here's Johnny Field, batting average now. He is up to 235. It's just about the highest we have seen it this year. Jordan Stevens, first pitch of the inning. Fastball low in the count, 1 ball, no strikes. Now the sunlight is being banished towards center field here at Truist Point. That pitch low, 2-0. Only center field and a sliver of left and right still remain in sunlight. The entire infield portion of the ballpark is in shadow now. Here comes the 2-0. Fastball low, would have been 3-0, but Johnny chased it down and away, and the count 2-1. Rockers have won 11 of their last 12. Had a 10-game winning streak snapped Monday and bounced back with that historic 18-3 win yesterday. That pitch low. Infield did not go around. They checked with Calvin Baker, but Baker confirms it is in fact a ball. Credit to the Honey Hunters, though. Gastonia has kept pace with High Point. Rockers were never more than 2 behind Gastonia, and Gastonia is 2 behind High Point right now. As Field works a leadoff walk. Free pass is uncharacteristically high for Stevens today. Stevens came into today averaging 1.3 walks per start. And he's already allowed 4 here tonight. Here's Yuta Okazaki, popped up to second. His first time up, shows bunt, pulls back, and it's a called strike. He sure had third baseman Diego Goris hard charging in towards the plate. It was interesting, too. Okazaki stands at the back of the box, but then to show bunt, almost jumped to the front. Corners now paying a little more attention for the bunt. Okazaki pokes this one into right field. It is a foul ball. Yuta is looking for his first Atlantic League hit. Was 0 for 3 on Sunday, game 2 of that Staten Island doubleheader. Here comes an 0-2 from Stevens. That's down in the dirt, and it's going to go back to the backstop. Johnny Field rounding second, a big turn, but he'll go back to second base on what will be a wild pitch from Stevens. Not sure where it hit, if it hit off of the front of the plate or what, but it looked like it also caught, it looks like it just spiked off of the glove of the catcher Alfredo Gonzalez and went up towards the backstop. That's a wild pitch. Johnny Field is now in scoring position. That pitch high and tight, and the count goes to 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. It's 2-2 to Okazaki, off speed. He fights it off, fouls it off at the plate. And the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, after not being able to get the leadoff man aboard the first 2 innings, the Rockers have now done it in the 3rd and the 4th. Charleston has only done it once today. Another 2-2 to Okazaki. Another curveball. There's strike three looking. He knew it. And that's the first out of the fourth inning. That'll bring up Alfonso, who also struck out in his first time up today. That was strikeout number 3 for Stevens. On the other side, Colt Webb has struck out 2, and both of those came in the second inning. Good battle, though, for Okazaki, and all of a sudden, Stevens finds himself starting to find the pitch count elevated. First pitch to Alfonso, a strike, and the count 0-1. Runner breaks for third. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball low. And it looks like home plate umpire Kevin Morgan got in the way of the throw from Alfredo Gonzalez. Gonzalez cocked the arm back to throw and then immediately turned around to look at Morgan. I think that Morgan impeded the throw, but it's going to be a stolen base for Johnny Field, his second of the game, give him 8 on the season. You get by with a little bit of help from your friends, huh? Here's the pitch, swung on, lined into left center field, and that'll give the Rockers the lead. Field scores on the RBI single from Giovanni Alfonso. That is Gio's 6th RBI of the year. It's 2-1 High Point. Just got it off the end of the bat and enough muscle to get it up over the head of the shortstop, Burcham. Here comes the first pitch to Russell, swinging, and lifts this one up and out of play. Count 0-1. Michael Russell today 1 for 2, singled and scored the tying run last inning. Alfonso breaks for second, now goes back, but it was enough time to convince Stevens to step off. Rockers are being extremely aggressive on the base paths today. Here comes an 0-1 to Russell. Off speed, swing and a miss. That's the same pitch that Russell was having a hard time with earlier today. That slider down and away, as in waving at it, and the count goes to 0 balls, 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. The Rockers have just taken a 2-1 lead over Charleston. Stevens comes set, his pitch count approaching 70. Holds the set, now the slide step. Leaves the slider up this time. Russell lofts it into foul territory, right field side, and a long run for the second baseman, Scott Kelly. But Kelly not able to make the catch. The ball lands about 3 feet in front of him, and Russell stays alive. Charleston took the lead in the top of the third inning. High Point tied it in the bottom of the third, then took the lead here in the bottom of the fourth. Rockers coming off a month of May where they set the team record for most wins in a month. They went 20-6 in May. Here comes an 0-2. Curveball inside. And a squat for Jordan Stevens. He wanted it. And dropped down into a catcher's position when he didn't get the call. The count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Alfonso hanging close to first base. Here comes the pitch. Russell pops this one up and out of play. Count remains 1-2. Looking at the pitch tracker, that pitch that Jordan Stevens wanted called a strike, I could certainly see why. This was a borderline pitch. Probably was a strike according to what I'm seeing, but very, very close. Here comes another 1-2 to Russell. Nope, first check over on Alfonso at first base. He's back safely. This is game 2 of a 6-game homestand for High Point. The in-state rival Gastonia Honey Hunters in town for the weekend. Rockers looking to win a series here against Charleston first. Here's the pitch popped up in the infield. The shortstop Burcham makes the catch, and that is the second out of the inning. Russell frustrated, throws the bat down on his way over to first base. So there's 2 outs now and a runner at first. And the hitter has been Aklinski. He's 0 for 1 today, but has also walked. That gives Aklinski a 4-game on-base streak. Here comes the first pitch from Stevens. The curveball is a strike. Aklinski owns the longest on-base streak of the year, now tied with Quincy Lattimore with 13. Also owns the longest hit streak this year of 12, which is the second longest hit streak in Rockers history. Fastball swung on, high fly ball, center field. Anthony Seymour going back, now settles and makes the catch for the final out of the 4th inning. But the Rockers score on the RBI base hit from Giovanni Alfonso, and they take a 2-1 lead to the 5th inning on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Welcome to the happiest place in High Point. The Nina and Mariana Cobain Children's Museum invites you and your family to explore 75,000 square feet of wonder, discovery, and delight. Enjoy 2 floors packed with exciting hands-on exhibits to ignite curiosity and promote learning through play. Get ready to build, make believe, splash, explore, and climb as high as you dare. Open Tuesdays through Sundays in downtown High Point. Tickets are on sale now at CobainChildren'sMuseum.org.
Hey fans, tonight's t-shirt toss is brought to you by Carolina Kia. If you need service done to your car, look no further than Carolina Kia of High Point. All right, Rockers fans, I can't hear you. Who wants a t-shirt? This makes more praise.
Top of the 5th inning. And we are in a 2-1 game in favor of the High Point Rockers. Scott Kelly, Angel Garcet, Scott Burcham, the 3 Charleston hitters. So we're approaching the midway portion of this ball game. Nobody up in either bullpen, but a couple of guys are stretching, doing a little bit of calisthenics, if you will, in the Charleston bullpen. First pitch to Kelly, a fastball strike from Colt Webb. Colt Webb has looked good tonight, making his first professional start. Pitch number 53 on the way. That's a slider down and away, and the count 1-1. Scott Kelly today singled and scored his first time up. Fastball at the knees. There's a strike, and the count goes to 1-2. Well, the Rockers this year, 9-1-1 in series records. This would be their 10th series win. Only series they lost was against Charleston. Part of that long homestand to open the year. That pitch low. The count 2-2. Loss to Charleston was their 3rd series of the year, but victories everywhere else since then. Here comes a 2-2 to Kelly. Off speed, Kelly is out in front of it. High fly ball, left center field. It's the left fielder Lattimore who makes the catch. 1 run on 4 hits, no errors for Charleston. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for High Point as we near the midway point of this contest. Rockers have a 6-game home winning streak, which goes back to their loss against Lexington in the first game of their last homestand. They won the last 2 against Lexington, then swept Staten Island with those 3 consecutive walk-offs, and then won the series opener yesterday. First pitch to Garcet, a fastball strike at the knees. Garcet, a base hit, his first time up today. Here comes the pitch, fastball. That one's just away, and the count goes to 1-1. Well, taking in the 2 runs that the Rockers have scored today and the 1 run they've allowed, their plus 90 run differential is the best in the Atlantic League, as that pitch up and in is going to clip Garcet on the front shoulder. It was an off-speed pitch, obviously no malicious intent whatsoever there. Just a pitch that gets away from Webb a little bit. And so there's a man on first with 1 out. Next best run differential coming into today's slate of games here in the Atlantic League belonged to Gastonia at plus 69, then Southern Maryland at plus 67. Nobody else in the Atlantic League had one even in the positive numbers. This one popped up in the infield. Michael Martinez makes the play. Logan Morrison came a long way to be standing at the third baseline, but Martinez makes the catch. It's the second out of the inning. That is the 5th infield pop-up Colt Webb has gotten today. First pitch, hit on the ground to third base. Martinez scoops it up. Throw to first base is low, and a good scoop from Logan Morrison. That's the final out of the inning. Martinez fired a bullet. Morrison made the play. The runner left on base for Charleston doesn't hurt. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. We're halfway home. Rockers lead it by a score of 2-1 on the Rockers Baseball Network. Bottom of the 5th inning, it is a 2-1 High Point lead over the Charleston Dirty Birds. The Rockers will have 3, 4, and 5 coming up to bat here. That is Downs, Lattimore, and Morrison. High Point going for win number 27 of the year. And if they do in fact win today, through 36 games, they would have exactly a 75% winning percentage. 127 of 36. Charleston struggling a little bit. They have lost 3 in a row. They've been hanging around the 500 mark up until about a week or so ago. Billy Horn has had the unenviable situation of having to deal with quite a few injuries, most recently a couple of starting pitchers and his starting catcher. Here comes the First pitch to Downs, and a ground ball foul down the first base side, and the count 0-1. Downs has reached base both times he's come to the plate today. A double in the first inning and a hit by pitch in the third. Back-to-back innings now the Rockers have had the leadoff man aboard. This one is grounded foul first base side, and the count 0-2. That double in the first inning, though, should have been the final out of a 1-2-3 inning. The shortstop Bertram went out on a short pop-up to left. The left fielder Beltre came in. And with about 2 feet of space between the two fielders, each of them thought the other one had it. And it falls right between them. That pitch to Downs low, and the count 1-2 strikes. Here comes the 1-2. Down swings. Ground ball to first base. Easy play for Blum. He'll take it himself. And that's the first out of the 5th inning. Jordan Stevens up at 82 pitches now for Charleston. What may be his last inning, and now there is a right-hander starting to play catch in the Charleston bullpen. On the other side through 5 innings. Colt Webb at 61 pitches, so he's at least got a 6th inning in him, perhaps even a 7th the rate he's going. Here's Quincy Lattimore. First pitch, pops it up. Right field side, it'll get out of play. And the count 0-1. Lattimore today, a walk his first time up and hit into a double play his second time up. The double play scored a run. What was a line out to left field, and then they doubled off Ben Aklinski at second. Big swing from Lattimore. Only succeeds in fouling that ball off, and the count 0-2. Logan Morrison in the on-deck circle. And Stevens ready with the 0-2 offering to Lattimore. Fastball swung on, fly ball to center. Should be a can of corn for Anthony Seymour, and it is. Makes the catch.
Next up, first baseman.
2 quick outs here for Stevens, and that'll bring up Logan Morrison. A ground out and a walk today. Rockers have not gone down in order yet, though they are in jeopardy of doing so here. First pitch to Morrison, popped up behind the plate. Gonzalez gives it a look, but nothing further. It does, in fact, get out of play. Count 0-1. Billy Horn yesterday, a busy day for his bullpen. Used 5 relievers. One of them was a position player, but 5 pitchers in total came out of that bullpen. That pitch up high to Morrison, 1-1. Last one, Angel Garced, is the designated hitter today. Here's the 1-1. Fastball, Morrison ropes it foul down the right field side, and the count goes to 1-2. And I think Logan's going to have to go for a new piece of lumber. Yes, he does trade his old bat for a new one. Left-handed hitting slugger takes a deep breath before stepping into the left-handed box. Gonzalez setting up a high target. Way high is the pitch from Stevens. The count goes to 2-2. They wanted to give him Morrison something he could chase up. That was a little too far up for even anyone to offer at. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This time Gonzalez sets low. The pitch is low, but too low, and the count goes full. Perhaps one of the most dangerous things about Logan Morrison's game is simply the name and the reputation of his power. This is a guy who's worked quite a share of walks this year. His on-base percentage of .410 right now. He's walked more times than he's struck out. That pitch fouled off. He has walked 15 times, has only struck out 10 times. Usually not the ratio you see for a power hitter. Morrison bringing that big league knowledge of the strike zone here to the Atlantic League. The 3-2, and again, fouls it off, spoiling another pitch from Stevens. Michael Martinez in the on-deck circle. Should Morrison extend this bottom of the 5th inning. Here comes the 3-2. High fastball, and it is ball 4. Morrison has now walked 16 times this year against only 10 strikeouts. And the Rockers refuse to go down in order. I bring up Michael Martinez, who is 0 for 2 today. First pitch to Martinez, a looping curveball, doesn't get the call to Stevens, and the count 1-0. Rockers with a 2-1 advantage. We're just past the midway point of this game. And that one swung on, lined into center field. Seymour going over, makes the catch. That's the final out of the inning. Well, this one is nothing like last night. This one a low-scoring affair. As we go to the 6th inning, it is a 2-1 High Point lead on the Rockers Baseball Network.
B&H provides high-quality service for all your pool needs in High Point. Top of the 6th, leading off for Charleston, Juan Perez.
Top of the 6th inning, the Rockers with a 2-1 lead over Charleston. It's 3, 4, and 5 coming up for the Dirty Birds. That is Perez, Goris, and Beltre. Right-hander continues to throw in the Charleston bullpen. And a right-hander continues to throw on the mound for the Rockers. Colt Webb has looked good through 5 innings of work. He will come out with 61 pitches ready to do battle again with the heart of the Charleston lineup. First pitch coming to Perez is a fastball hit on the ground towards short, backhanded by Alfonso. Throw to first base is in time, and that is the first out of the inning. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Next up, third baseman, Lewis.
Colt Webb is doing exactly what we hoped he would do tonight, making his first professional start. Get into an early rhythm. Allow him to settle the nerves down a little bit, and he's done just that. Gave up the 1 run in the 3rd inning. But outside of that, it's been right on. Here's Diego Goris, 0 for 2. Webb shakes off Okazaki once, now delivers first pitch to Goris. Off speed low, and the count 1-0. With that right-hander working even harder in that bullpen for Charleston. Now looks like Stevens is done through 5. Didn't throw badly today as that pitch fouled off. Just got the pitch count a little bit elevated. Walks were a little up for Jordan Stevens today. It's going to force Billy Horn to probably go to the bullpen a little earlier than he wanted to. He went to it in the 5th inning last night as Derek Adams only went 4 1/3. It's a ball and a strike to Diego Goris. And Webb rocks and fires. Here comes the 1-1. That's popped up in the infield. Alfonso and Martinez converging. It's the shortstop, Alfonso, that makes the catch for the 2nd out of the inning and the 6th infield pop-up of the ball game.
Now batting, Miguel Belcher.
The batter in Gil Beltre, he's 1 for 2 today. That's coming off a 3 for 4 day yesterday. That pitch inside to Beltre, and the count goes to 1-0. Fastball at the knees. There's a strike called by the home plate umpire Kevin Morgan. The count 1-1. Colt Webb getting a lot of early count outs. That's been the key to his success today. The 1-1. Beltre lines this one left field side. It's foul. And the count goes to 1-2. Webb has not walked anyone tonight. He's hit one batter, but no free passes allowed. Webb steps off the mound. Timeout called. Beltre will take a moment to adjust the batting gloves. Now we're ready to go again. Here comes the 1-2. Curveball, that is just off the plate. And the count goes to 2 balls, 2 strikes. This being a quick inning, we'll see if Jamie Keefe lets him go out for a 7th. Here comes the 2-2. Fastball, strike 3 looking. That'll ring up in Gil Beltre. We are done for the night in the 6th inning. Or at least we're done for the 6th inning, I should say. Beltre is almost done for the night, not happy with that call. But we go now to the bottom of the 6th inning, a 1-2-3 for Colt Webb. And the Rockers take that 2-1 lead to the bottom of the 6th with the Rockers Baseball Network.
Now pitching number 25, Francisco Carrillo. This call to the bullpen is sponsored by Cricket Wireless, working hard to keep you connected and safe. It's your Cricket service today.
Bottom of the 6th inning, and a new pitcher for the Charleston Dirty Birds. Jordan Stevens goes 5 innings, gives up 2 runs, both earned, 4 hits, 3 strikeouts, 5 walks, and 1 hit batsman. The new pitcher, Francisco Carrillo. Carrillo has not given up a run in 5 appearances this year. 6 hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .316 against him, so he's had some traffic on the base paths. But for the most part, he's been able to work around it. Carrillo will face the bottom 3 in the lineup. That is Field, Okazaki, and Alfonso. Rockers try to give themselves a little bit of insurance, only leading by a single run right now. Nobody throwing in the Rockers bullpen. A couple guys standing up right now. But Webb is at 70 pitches. See if they do in fact get somebody up. Now as I say that, here comes Chris Proctor heading down into the Rockers bullpen. Looks like they might be getting ready to crank it up down there. Although I could also see a situation where they let him start the inning. It could also be a situation on the flip side where they want to make sure that he gets out of this first game not having been strung out too far. The Rockers have a very dominant back end of the bullpen. Dole to Choplik to Bradford. First pitch to Field, a fastball strike. Johnny Field today, a base hit and a walk. He's stolen 2 bases. It is Adam Choplik in the bullpen. Carrillo set. Here comes the 0-1 to Field. Swing and a miss. Field chases the high fastball and kind of tomahawked at it. And the count goes to 0-2. Okazaki in the on-deck circle, still looking for his first hit as a Rocker. Here comes the 0-2 to Field. Setting up away is Gonzalez. And Field chases the high fastball, strike 3. That'll bring up Yuta Okazaki. 0 for 5 as a Rocker. Seen a couple of players move the sunglasses up over their brim of their hat. Anthony Seymour, the center fielder, being one of them. Now the sun is not really an issue. That pitch, a strike. Okazaki, as he swings and misses, count 0-1. Third baseman Diego Goras almost playing even with the third base bag. Now steps back a little bit. Here comes the 0-1. High fastball, and the count goes to 1 ball, 1 strike. Wind continues to blow out towards left field. Rockers, though, have not needed the long ball yet today. Here comes the 1-1. And Okazaki fouls it back, and the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Series finale tomorrow, and actually looks like that ball might have got a piece of Gonzalez. I didn't realize he was hurt from that foul ball. Billy Horn and the team trainer for Charleston going out now to look at Gonzalez. She is looking, it looks like on his right shoulder, just past the flap on his throwing arm. Now trying to shake out that throwing arm a little bit and see whether or not that getting hit by that foul ball affected his range of motion. Definitely probably going to leave a sore spot. Tough thing for Billy Horn. Not a whole lot of other catching options. Their bullpen coach, Eddie Million, or Tyler Blum, who's currently at first base. Haven't seen Connor Justice play this series, nor Nick Longy, so there are some other infielders Billy Horn can use if he needs to move some guys around, but for right now, Alfredo Gonzalez has declared himself good to go and will continue the Okazaki at bat, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Carrillo comes set. Here comes the 1-2. Fastball just off the outside edge, and the count goes to 2-2. That was a close pitch for Okazaki to take. Carrillo set. He works third base side of the rubber. And the 2-2, the curveball stays up and in. Didn't really curve much. And the count goes full. Series finale tomorrow, Thirsty Thursday at Truist Point. $1 beers on select beers. $1 prices on select beers. The first 500 fans get a Rockers koozie, courtesy of Fiddlin' Fish Brewery. Payoff pitch coming. Fastball fouled straight back. One out here, bottom of the 6th. Rockers lead by 1. Adam Choplik still throwing in the High Point bullpen. Jamie Keefe does like to give his relievers a fresh start to an inning if he can. So even if Colt Webb is a little bit under the pitch count they wanted him to get to, they may in fact just go to the bullpen. That pitch again fouled off from Okazaki, and the count remains 3-2. Giovanni Alfonso in the on-deck circle. And another payoff pitch coming to the Rocker backstop. Carrillo kicks and fires. Okazaki hits it on the ground to first base. Blum picks it up, flips it underhand to Carrillo. And they beat Okazaki by about a step and a half. That goes 3-1. And that's the second out of the inning. Giovanni Alfonso 1 for 2 with an RBI single his last time up. Owns 2 career home runs as a Rocker, one of them against Charleston, but neither of his home runs have come at home. One came at Appalachian Power Park last year, the other last year came at Caramont Health Park in Gastonia. First pitch to Alfonso, a fastball low. Although if I remember overhearing a conversation he had this year, he said he was going to get one at home. If he does, great, but his style of play and his clutch hits this year, the Rockers and their fans would be happy with just more Gio. What he brings to the table is absolutely perfect for this team as he swings and misses 1-1. He's able to get on base and extend the inning. Michael Russell, the leadoff man, would be the next man up. Here comes the pitch. And Alfonso swings and does deliver a base hit right up the middle. The Rockers have still not gone down 1-2-3 tonight as Alfonso picks up a multi-hit game. Batting average creeping up on .335 now. Here's Michael Russell, who is 1 for 3. Rockers still lead by 1 in the bottom of the 6th inning. And Carrillo's first pitch to Russell. Fastball at the knees just below, and the count 1-0. Choplik has slowed down a little bit in the bullpen. Not sure if he's either ready or he knows he may not be starting the inning. Not sure yet what the game plan is. That off-speed pitch inside to Russell, and the count goes to 2-0. Alfonso takes a lead off of first. 2 balls, no strikes to Russell. And Carrillo delivers. Off-speed low. There's the slider that Russell was having a hard time with Stevens, was chasing that down and away, but did not do so off of Francisco Carrillo. Count 3-0, and he's one bad one away from putting 2 aboard here with 2 outs. Beniklinski is the man in the on-deck circle. Russell probably taken all the way here. He is. Fastball strike in the count 3-1. Carrillo comes set. Here comes a 3-1 to Russell. Fastball low, ball 4. A single and a walk here with 2 outs. Brings up Beniklinski. Beniklinski 0 for 2 is also walked. He is 2 RBIs shy of the first rocker to get to 30 this year. Also tied for the team lead in home runs. 6 off of the leader in the league, though. Courtney Hawkins is trying to pull away with that title again this year. First pitch fastball, a strike. After Hawkins led the Atlantic League last year with 32, he's already blasted 13 this year. Here comes an 0-1 to Aklinski. Rocker's aggressiveness on the base paths kind of died off from the beginning innings. Slider called a strike on the low and outside corner, and the count 0-2. Alfonso the runner at second, and Russell the runner at first. And Carrillo comes set. 0-2 coming to Aklinski. See if he wastes a pitch here. Fastball. Tried to challenge him instead, and Aklinski fouls it off. Jerry Downs in the on-deck circle picks up that baseball and tosses it out of play. Charleston took the lead in the 3rd inning. The Rockers tied it in the 3rd and then took the lead in the 4th. Here comes an 0-2. Aklinski hits it weakly on the ground towards short. Bertram picks it up. Long throw to first base. It is close, but it's in time. That's the final out of the inning. So the Rockers get 2 men aboard. They don't score. We go to the top of the 7th. High Point leads it 2-1 on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, throughout the season, the Highland Rockers are grateful for the corporate partners that help support the team. Please take a moment to look at the video board as we recognize all of our generous 2022 corporate partners. Pitching is Adam Chocolate. This call from Old Bit is sponsored by Cricket Wireless. Working hard to keep you connected and safe with your Cricket service today.
To the top of the 7th inning we go. The Rockers will go to the bullpen. Adam Choplick will come in relief of Colt Webb. Webb pitched a fantastic 6 innings of work today, allowing 1 run. It was earned on 4 hits, 3 strikeouts, and no walks. So you look back to the last game, Uscali only walked 1. Austin Glorious only walked 1 in the outing before that. Rockers pitchers not allowing a lot of free passes down the last week or so. Adam Choplick's numbers on the year, speaking of really good, 3-1, 0.69 the ERA, 6 walks, 21 strikeouts, and a 116 opponent's batting average. He'll face 6, 7, and 8, Gonzalez, Blum, and Kelly here in the top of the 7th inning. First pitch a called strike to Gonzalez, who's not happy with that one. He's talking to Kevin Morgan. I think that Gonzalez, though, crowds the plate a little bit, so that fastball in the inside corner probably catches more of the plate than you would think. So the count 0-1. Choplick delivers this one, a high chopper towards the third baseman. Martinez makes a nice play on the in-between hop. And the off-balance throw to first is in time. That's the first out here of the 7th inning. That'll bring up Tyler Blum, who's 0 for 2. Adam Choplick continues what has been an incredible year. Really, the back end of the Rockers bullpen has been lights out. Dull, Choplick, Crawford for the most part, Hensley for the most part, and Jason Bradford, the closer, for the most part. That pitch a strike. The count 0-1. Bradford has had a couple of hiccups. He's 5 out of 6 in save opportunities. 3.86 the ERA. He's given up a couple of home runs in the 9th inning this year. That pitch low to Blum, and the count 1-0. But for the most part, he's done a really good job. Adam Choplick today making his 14th appearance. That is tied for the 2nd most on the team. Ground ball to first base. Diving stop by Logan Morrison. He knocks it down, but there's no chance to make a throw over to first base, and that'll be an infield base hit. Morrison ranged a long way to get that one, made an incredibly athletic play. But perhaps might have been better off letting Michael Russell get to that one. Either way, though, it's an infield base hit. The batter, Scott Kelly, who's 1 for 2. Give Morrison props for the effort there. So 1 out, 1 on for the number 8 hitter in the Charleston lineup. Dirty Birds have a right-hander up in the bullpen. Choplick's first pitch to Kelly, a fastball strike. Normally, High Point has gone with Ryan Dole in the 8th inning, Choplick in the 9th. And Ryan Dole in the 7th, Choplick in the 8th, and Bradford in the 9th. That fastball fouled off, count 0-2. We're mixing it up a little bit today. Adam Choplick picked up a save on the 28th at Staten Island, was his last appearance. Ryan Dole's last appearance came a day later, game 1 of the doubleheader on Sunday. Here comes an 0-1, or 0-2 rather, off speed, lined left field side, it's foul. There's some clouds starting to roll in about an hour before game time today. They have been out of sight, out of mind ever since. It has been another beautiful night at the ballpark. A hot day here, but a good day. Small lead over there for Tyler Blum at first base. He's not particularly a threat to run. Here comes the 0-2. Jammed him, but it's hit into right field. A base hit that'll fall in front of Aklinski. So back-to-back singles for Charleston with 1 out in the 7th inning. And the Dirty Birds looking to tie this game or perhaps take the lead. Here's Angel Garcet, 1 for 1 to the lead. There's Angel Garcet, 1 for 1 today, with a base hit. Also been hit by a pitch. Well, in this situation, back in the third inning, Billy Horn had Scott Burcham lay down a bunt. We'll see if perhaps they're thinking the same thing here with Garcet. Rocker's infield not ready for it if he does. Garcet not showing bunt. There's a called strike. Choplik comes set, 0-1 coming. Now he shows bunt, and that's a called strike on the inside corner. He pulled back on it. It was called a strike by Kevin Morgan. Angel Garcet not happy with it. Billy Horn having a couple of comments as well for Kevin Morgan. The count 0-2, and Garcet almost certainly not bunting now. Choplik comes set. Here comes the 0-2. Off speed, swing and a miss. It gets in front of Okazaki. He can't find it. Both runners will advance on what ends up being a wild pitch. But it is strike 3, and that's the second out of the inning. So Garcet is down, but Kelly goes to second. Blum goes to third. That's the tying run at third. Kelly is the go-ahead run. And we're back to the top of the lineup, and Scott Burcham, who is 0 for 2 today with a sacrifice bunt as well. Choplik set. Here comes the first pitch. Fastball poked into right field. It'll get out of play. Count 0-1. Anthony Seymour on deck should the inning extend. Choplik set. Here comes the 0-1. High fastball. It's fouled straight back though. Bertram probably swinging. It would have been ball 1 in the count 0-2. This is a big opportunity for Charleston, who runners on base, runners in scoring position, 0 for 4. Here comes the 0-2. That's down in the dirt. Good block by Okazaki. But no swing offered by Bertram, and the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. A ground ball to third. Michael Martinez waiting to get an extra hop. Throws on to first in time. And that's the final out of the inning. So a couple of runners aboard for Charleston. Neither of them come in and score. And it's stretch time at Truist Point. Rockers lead it 2-1 on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Now let's join together in the city. Take me out to the ball game. Now pitching number 41, Walker Rocco. This call the bullpen is sponsored by Cricket Wireless.
Bottom of the 7th inning, Charleston has gone back to the bullpen. Francisco Carrillo threw 1 inning, gave up 1 hit, walked 1, and struck out 1 rather. New pitcher for Charleston is Walker Weichel, the right-hander. Weichel on the year 0-3, 3.71 the ERA. This is his team-leading 17th appearance. 9 walks, 27 strikeouts allowed, or 27 strikeouts rather. 16 hits allowed in 17 innings, which is good for a .246 batting average. Weichel will be facing 3, 4, and 5. That is Downs, Lattimore, and Morrison. Rockers with a 2-1 lead, and they have Ryan Dole in the bullpen. Jerry Downs works his way to the plate. 1 for 2 today. Has also been hit by a pitch. But hey, anybody who hasn't seen the game doesn't know that double wasn't a smash down the line. That you only had to watch it to see that it was just a little blooper into left field. But otherwise, it looks good in the newspaper. Weichel's first pitch of the 7th inning is a fastball that's just inside, and the count goes to 1-0. So it does, in fact, look like the Rockers are switching responsibilities for their setup guys tonight. Switching Choplik to the 7th, Dole to the 8th. Downs a check swing, the pitch low, and they're going to say he went around. The count 1-1. That's one of the good things about the Rockers relievers, though. They'll all tell you to a man, look, I don't care what the situation is. My job is to come in and get outs. That's part of what makes this bullpen so successful. Here's the 1-1 to Downs. That's down and away, and the count goes to 2 balls and a strike. We get to the top of the 8th inning. We'll take another look at the Atlantic League scoreboard, everything else that's going on around the Atlantic League. Weichel set. Here comes the 2-1. Downs a big home run swing in the high fastball that comes up empty in the count 2-2. Reminder, tomorrow, Thirsty Thursday at the ballpark. Select beers $1 off. The first 500 fans will get a High Point Rockers koozie courtesy of our friends at Fiddle and Fish Brewery. So get here tomorrow and get here early. Here comes a 2-2. Fastball down swings and lines it into left center field. There's a base hit. We'll take a turn around first base, but we'll head back, and the Rockers have the leadoff man aboard here in the bottom of the 7th inning. That'll bring up Quincy Lattimore, who's 0 for 2. He has reached base on a walk, extending his on-base streak to 13 games. Now he's got to worry about the hit streak, which is at 7 games right now. This may be his last chance to extend that. On Friday, following the game, which is the Rockers and Honey Hunters for the first time this year, post-game fireworks at the ballpark. You can watch those from the field. First pitch, a strike to Lattimore, and the count 0-1. I've been told a good spot is either around the pitcher's mound or between the mound and what would be the imaginary second and third baseline if you're looking to scope out a place to sit/stand during the fireworks on Friday. Of course, Sunday, kids 13 and under can run the bases, courtesy of our friends at Bethany Medical on Family Fun Day. All the tickets for all the games can be purchased at highpointrockers.com. Lattimore takes low in the count 1-1. Weichel set. Here comes the 1-1 to Lattimore. Downs takes his lead off of first. Lattimore lines it into left field. It'll get down a base hit in front of Engel Beltre. So back-to-back singles for High Point to start the 7th inning. That'll bring up Logan Morrison, who's 0 for 1 with a couple of walks. Line score up to this juncture of the ball game. 1 run on 6 hits, no errors for Charleston. 2 runs rather on 7 hits, and no runs for High Point, or no errors for High Point. So 2 aboard, nobody out for Morrison. First pitch, fastball is fouled off, and the count goes to 0-1. Morrison had some opportunities yesterday with a couple of runners on base. Wasn't able to cash in. Left the bases loaded in one juncture yesterday, ended up with a sacrifice fly. At least had something to show for it. Here comes the 0-1. Weichel spikes that one off the front of the plate to the backstop. That wild pitch will allow Downs to go to third. Lattimore to go to second. And now Morrison has 2 runners in scoring position to work with. That was the second wild pitch by a West Virginia pitcher, by a Charleston pitcher rather, tonight. Stevens threw one earlier today. Choplik had one for High Point. It's a ball and a strike to Morrison. Now 2 runners in scoring position. And Weichel comes set. Here comes the 1-1. Fastball away in the count 2-1. Just kind of get the feeling, and just from what we've seen this year, pitchers afraid to throw Morrison inside. With good reason. He's done some absolute damage to baseballs inside. There's a fastball, and it misses up and away, and the count 3-1 now. Weichel one bad one away from loading the bases for Michael Martinez. And Morrison steps out for a moment. Lattimore at third. Downs at third. Lattimore at second. Weichel set. 3-1. That's low ball 4. Logan Morrison has walked for the 3rd time today.
Yeah, batting Michael Martinez.
Going to bring up Michael Martinez. Well, in bases loaded situations this year, Michael Martinez is 1 for 4 with an RBI. There's still nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. Rockers have a golden opportunity to bust this one open. Slider down and into Martinez, ball 1. Johnny Field in the on-deck circle. High Point also still looking for their first grand slam of the year. After hitting, I believe, 9 in 2019, they hit only 1 last year. Another opportunity for 1 here, but they'll take any old base hit to extend the lead. Martinez late on the fastball from Weichel in the count 1 ball, 1 strike. A couple of guys standing up in the bullpen for Charleston. Nobody throwing right now. Should Martinez deliver here, I think you would see somebody change that narrative. Here comes the 1-1. Ground ball to first base. Blum picks it up, throws home for route number 1. That's all they're going to get. So the bases remain loaded, but Jerry Downs is out 3-2 at the plate. Lattimore is now at third. Morrison is at second. Martinez at first. With 1 out, the batter is Johnny Field. Field today a base hit, a walk, and a strikeout. He's also scored a run and has stolen 2 bases. Weichel comes set. First pitch coming to Field. Fastball away, and the count goes to 1-0. High Point trying to apply pressure with the bases loaded. They're just 1 out of 7 with runners in scoring position, and they have left 9 men on base. Ending, it looks like they'll probably end what was a streak of 9 consecutive games without leaving more than 9 on base. That pitch misses away 2-0. A nice stretch keeping the left on base total to single digits, but barring some big offensive firepower here, not going to happen tonight. Here comes the 2-0. High and tight, the fastball. There's a right-hander throwing now for Charleston. The count 3-0 to Johnny Field. He may be taken all the way here just to force in a run. Chris Proctor is in the on-deck circle for Yuta Okazaki. Weichel comes set. And a 3-0 coming to Field. It's a fastball, and it is a strike on the inside corner, count 3-1. Field was trying to see if he could get a ball 4 call and work his way down to first. But did not get the call from Kevin Morgan. Bases loaded and 1 out. Rockers trying to bust this one open. Here's the 3-1. High fastball at the top of the zone. Field swings and misses, though, strike 2. And the count goes full. I say high. I don't know that it would have been out of the zone necessarily, but it was definitely at the top of the zone or just above it. According to the pitch tracker, would have been called a strike. About the lower third of the ball caught the strike zone. Weichel's battled back here. Payoff pitch coming to Field with the bases loaded. Charleston righty delivers. Field swings. High fly ball to center. This should score a run. Seymour goes back, makes the catch. And Downs will, or Lattimore rather, will come in and score. Morrison goes to third, and that sacrifice fly from Johnny Field makes it a 3-1 game. Walker Weichel has been able to, for the most part, work his way around this bases loaded situation, and it's not been catastrophic for Charleston yet. Runners at the corners now. Chris Proctor will come in and hit. Proctor's hitting at .324, no home runs, and he's driven in 11. Giovanni Alfonso in the on-deck circle. The Rockers have added a run. It is a 2-run advantage now. 2 also the number of their game advantage over Gastonia coming into today. In the top of the 8th inning, we'll take a look at the scoreboard and see whether or not it looks like the Rockers may be extending that. First pitch to Proctor low, and the count 1-0. Morrison at third. Martinez is at first. Weichel comes set, and the 1-0 coming here to Proctor. Fastball strike on the inside corner, low inside corner, count 1-1. That sacrifice fly for Johnny Field gives him his 19th RBI and his 3rd sac fly of the series. Here comes a 1-1. That's down and in, the slider from Weichel, and the count goes to 2-1. Ryan Dull is ready and waiting in the Rockers pen. Here's the 2-1 to Proctor. He lays off of the high fastball, and the count goes to 3-1, and Weichel one bad one away from reloading the bases here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Weichel comes set. Here comes the 3-1. Fastball, top of the zone, called strike, and the count goes full. This has been a laborious inning for Walker Weichel. Next pitch will be his 28th of the inning. Only 13 of them have been strikes. With 2 outs and a full count, runners will be going. Here comes a 3-2 to Proctor. Curveball, that is outside for ball 4. Walker Weichel not happy. He's on his way to the plate. And Billy Horn's going to go out and calm his pitcher down. Walker Weichel and Alfredo Gonzalez are both very displeased with home plate umpire Kevin Morgan, with the bases loaded now in the 7th inning. And I see why. I'm looking at that pitch track there. That pitch looked good. So the bases are loaded once again in the 7th. It is Morrison at third, Martinez at second, Proctor is at first. Giovanni Alfonso comes up now. He's 2 for 3. Weichel shakes off Gonzalez once, now comes set. Right-hander up in the pen for Charleston. First pitch to Alfonso, misses ball 1. High Point tied the game in the bottom of the 3rd with a single run, took the lead in the 4th with a single run, and added insurance here in the 7th with a single run, but bases loaded and 2 outs, still an opportunity for more. See if Gio can cash in. Swing and a miss. The count 1-1. Alfonso has the batting average up at .340 now. Playing in what is his 15th game of the season, missing roughly the first 20 games of the year with an injury. Nagging injury that dates back to the end of last year. And it looks like they're going to call a balk on Weichel. A balk call on Walker Weichel. Logan Morrison scores. Martinez to third. Proctor to second. And the Rockers add another run to the tally. It's 4-1 now. This is not Weichel's evening. Here comes the pitch. That misses. Count 2-1. Weichel's allowed 2 runs this inning, both earned. Here's the 2-1 to Alfonso, and he fouls it off. And the count goes to 2-2. Gio dropped down to a knee on the backswing there. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Michael Russell in the on-deck circle. And here comes that 2-2 from Weichel. Spikes it. That's going to get away from Gonzalez. Martinez comes in, scores on the wild pitch. It is a 5-1 Rockers lead. Proctor goes to third. That is the 3rd wild pitch by Charleston pitching tonight. Alfonso came up with the bases loaded. Now there's just 1 on. Here comes a 3-2. Fastball hits it on the ground, right back to Weichel. Bobbles it, picks it up. The throw to first base low, but Blum will scoop it for the final out of the inning. Well, that was an adventurous inning for Walker Weichel. Said something for Kevin Morgan on his way out, but that is the final out of the inning. Rockers score 3, and they extend their lead 5-1 as we go to the 8th inning now on the Rockers Baseball Network.
All right, thank you, Tom. Make some noise, Rockers fans. We are here with both Frank and Christian. They're two friends of ours, and they're here to see rugby business. Let's go. Everyone look up to us. We're going to strike each other. 3, 2, 1. Rocker ball. Here's the first thing. Completely all over. All right, make some noise for the guys. 3, 2, 1. Rocker ball. Here's the way to go. Are you seeing this right now? One more round. 3, 2, 1. Rocker ball. Great job, guys. Back to you, Tom. What a game.
Now pitching Ryan Doe is called the bullpen, sponsored by Cricket Wireless. Working hard to keep you
Top of the 8th inning, Rockers with now a 5-1 advantage over Charleston. They go to the bullpen. Adam Choplik, 1 inning, gave up 2 hits and struck out 1. Give way to Ryan Dole, 2-0, 3.14 the ERA. 1 walk, 21 strikeouts for Ryan Dole this year in 14 3rd innings pitched. The 3.14 ERA for Ryan, a little bit misleading. Those two appearances which he gave up the runs, 3 of them in one, 2 in the other, but in his other 12 appearances, zeros. In fact, the last outing Dole pitched over the weekend at Staten Island was where he gave up the 2 runs recently. First pitch here, a fastball strike to Anthony Seymour. 2/3 of an inning, gave up 3 hits on 2 runs on 3 hits in game 1 of that doubleheader on Sunday. Here comes the 0-1. It's a high fastball, 1 ball, 1 strike. Seymour, Perez, and Goris, the 3 scheduled batters. Five to 1 the lead for the Rockers here in the top of the 8th inning. And Dole kicks and fires. High fastball, lifted foul, left field side. Will there be a play for Martinez? There will not. It's out of play, the count 1-2. We'll take a look at the Atlantic League scoreboard as the Rockers trying to distance themselves from Gastonia before the Honey Hunters come in this weekend. Genomes lead Lexington 6-5 in a suspended game in the bottom of the 4th inning. That game will resume tomorrow for the 2nd time this year. Issues with the mound in Lexington. Seymour chops it foul at the plate. And now there's some confusion. I think Seymour thought it was a fair ball. Or I'm not sure what's going on now. Billy Horn is coming in to talk. Chris Proctor has tagged Seymour just in case. Whatever it is, Seymour seems very confused. I don't know if he thought that, well, to be honest with you, I'm not sure what he thought. But they count 1-2 anyways. That fastball is lifted up and out of play, and the count remains 1-2. Elsewhere in the Atlantic League, Lancaster leads Staten Island 4-2 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Bottom of the 7th, York leading Southern Maryland 5-4. It was a 3-0 Revs lead, so Blue Crabs making that one interesting. Again, they're in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the 1-2 to Seymour, grounded foul. And Long Island on top of Gastonia, 9-4 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Both teams have gone to the bullpen. Hunter Caudell and Onus Farfan are in the game now. Alejandro De Aza launched his 3rd home run of the year for the Ducks. The Honey Hunters got the 7th from Jake Skoll. Here comes the pitch to Seymour. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's the first out of the 8th inning. Here's Juan Perez, 0 for 3 today with a trio of groundouts. A lot of players on both sides have had a lot to say to home plate umpire Kevin Morgan today. Here comes the first pitch to Perez. There's a fastball strike. And Dole delivers the 0-1 slider. That stays inside. The count goes to 1-1. Saw a really good slider from rookie Kyle Mott yesterday. Kind of reminded me in a way of the slider that Ryan Dole has. Here comes the 1-1. There's a fastball. Late is Perez. The count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Right-hander in the pen for Charleston right now. Rockers probably, I would guess, going to Bradford in the 9th. Here comes the 1-2. Slider popped up in the infield. Logan Morrison, the first baseman, 1 foot in fair territory, 1 in foul, makes the catch for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up Diego Goris. Goris today 0 for 3. Charleston has been able to muster just 4 runs in the 2 games of this series up to this point. Swing and a miss. Count 0-1. And not only that, they've not been able to score more than 1 run in an inning. Each of their 3 runs came in a separate inning yesterday, and they're obviously only scored 1 tonight. Baseball gets loose from the Charleston bullpen, so timeout called. Chris Proctor recovers it, throws it to Billy Horn, who now tosses it back down to the Charleston pen. Here comes an 0-1 to Goris. And Dole spikes that one right in front of the plate, and the count goes to 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, Dole using a fair amount of pitches. But it looks like a much better inning here for Ryan. Swing and a miss. There's the good slider. And the count 1-2 now. Dole looking to bookend this inning with strikeouts. Struck out Seymour 2 hitters ago and tries to finish it off here with Goris. He comes set. Here's the 1-2. Swung on. That's poked on the ground to second base. Russell scoops it up and throws on to first base in time. Well, not a strikeout, but it is a 1-2-3 for Ryan Dole, and that has to feel good, bouncing back from a rough outing over the weekend at Staten Island. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning now. Rockers still lead it. It's 5-1 on the Rockers Baseball Network.
School and the Westchester Country Day School offers students the opportunity to grow and learn in a fun and competitive environment. For more information, visit each school's website and get your child started on the path to success. pitching Max Cannonball. This call to the bullpen is sponsored by Hurricane Wireless. Working hard to keep you connected and safe with your cricket service.
Bottom of the 8th inning, and for the second day in a row, Max Tannenbaum is called in to relieve for Charleston. Walker Weichel went 1 inning, gave up 3 runs, all earned on 2 hits, 2 walks, and 2 wild pitches, and a balk. Max Tannenbaum, the new pitcher for Charleston. His numbers on the year: 0-1, 6.23 the ERA. This is his 11th appearance, 8 walks, 14 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .289 against him. He has surrendered 3 home runs in his 13 innings of work. They'll be facing the top of the High Point lineup. It is Russell, Leklinski, and Downs. The Rockers with a 4-run lead is 5-1. And it is Chasen Bradford throwing in the High Point bullpen now.
It's the top of the order for the Rockers in the 8th. Leading off is Michael Russell.
Michael Russell, 1 for 3 today. He's also walked and scored a run. Here comes the first pitch from Tannenbaum. Delivers, Russell swings, high fly ball, right center field. Perez and Seymour converging. It is Seymour, lunges, can't make the play. Michael Russell is going to pull into second base with a double. Anthony Seymour lunging for that baseball, could not come up with it. I don't know if he pulled up for a moment thinking that Perez was going to get there or what, but it is a leadoff double here in the bottom of the 8th inning for Michael Russell and the Rockers. Russell's got a 2-hit game, and here's Leklinski. The Rockers feeling particularly nervous with Chasen Bradford in the bullpen. Not a save situation, but Tannenbaum steps off. Nobody out here, bottom of the 8th. Here comes the first pitch to Leklinski. Fastball away, and the count 1-0. Leklinski on the day, still hitless, but he has reached base. He walked back in the 3rd inning. Average down to 306. Here comes the 1-0. Maybe a slurve or something there from Tannenbaum. A slow off-speed pitch with a little bit of down and away movement. This is out and away, and the count 2-0 to Leklinski. Russell takes his lead off of second base. Nobody keeping him particularly close there. Here comes the 2-0 to Leklinski. Fastball, and he pops this one into right center field. Perez coming in, and he'll make the catch for this first out of the inning.
Next up, Jerry Downs.
Brings up the designated hitter, Jerry Downs, 2 for 3 with a double today. Has also been hit by a pitch. That was the ball that kind of clipped him right on the knee, the front knee. Here comes the first pitch from Tannenbaum. Russell breaking for 3rd. That pitch down low. There's no throw from Gonzalez. And Michael Russell knows that Johnny Field is as the team lead in steals and says, I'm not going to let you have it that easily. Russell swipes 3rd, his 6th steal of the year. Count 1-0 to Downs. Michael Russell is the all-time stolen base leader for High Point. Down swings, ropes it down the right field side. It is a fair ball. Russell will score easily. Downs on his way to second, and he will coast in with his second double of the ball game. This one a little more legitimate than the first, but it will be a two-double day for Jerry Downs, RBI number 16. It is a 6-1 High Point lead. Brings up Quincy Lattimore, 1 for 3. Here comes the first pitch to Lattimore. Off speed, a called strike. Quincy's smiling. That one looked well outside, but I think Gonzalez must have set up inside and just caught it across his body. We'll look at the pitch tracker here in a minute. Here comes the 0-1 to Lattimore. And he swings, grounds this one weakly towards third base. Gore is going to have to charge in. Quick throw to first base, and Blum can't handle the ball. Here comes Jerry Downs. He will score. Blum wasn't paying attention. And the Rockers score again. It's a 7-1 game. The ball was not caught cleanly by Blum, and he did not notice Jerry Downs coming around from third base. It is now a 7-1 game. We'll see how that gets scored. Maybe an error on Tyler Blum. The hitter is Logan Morrison. Here comes the first pitch. Morrison swings and a chopper to first base. Blum will not make the, or will snag it in foul territory. The count 0-1. Lattimore takes his lead off of first. Here comes the pitch. Morrison swings, lines it right field side. It'll be foul. And the count 0-2. Morrison today 0 for 1 with 3 walks. Comes the 0-2 to Morrison. Fouls this one up left field side now to play. So it has scored a base hit for Lattimore, and the run scores on an E3 from Downs, or the E3 from Blum. So I don't believe that'll be an RBI then for Quincy Lattimore. Downs advanced to third on the base hit and came in to score on the error. Pitch down to Morrison, and the count goes to 1-2. Long look in for Tannenbaum. Comes set. 1-2 coming to Morrison. Been battling here in this at-bat. Swings, grounds this one to first base. Blum will step on the bag. Now they've got Lattimore caught in a rundown. Blum to the shortstop Burcham, to the pitcher. Now Goris will race and tag Lattimore out. So that will do it here. A double play that will go 3, 6, 1, 5. The final out of the inning, but the Rockers score twice. The bottom of the 8th inning, we head to the 9th. High Point leads at 7-1 on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Jason Bradford on the mound for the Rockers. This call of the bullpen is sponsored by Cricket Wireless. Working hard to keep you connected and safe. Get your cricket service today.
Top of the ninth inning, Rockers head to the bullpen. Jason Bradford in relief of Ryan Dull. Dull goes 1 inning, strikes out 1 in a 1-2-3 frame. Jason Bradford's numbers this year for High Point: 2-0, 3.86 the ERA, 5 saves and 6 chances. This is not a save opportunity. 2 home runs allowed, 5 walks, 13 strikeouts, and opponents hitting .278 against him.
Top 9 leading off, Miguel Beltran.
Bradford will be facing 5, 6, and 7. That is Beltre, Gonzalez, and Blum. Actually, looks like maybe a pinch hitter. No, it's not going to be a pinch hitter for Gonzalez. First pitch to Beltre is a strike on the inside corner. Count 0-1. Tomorrow's pitching matchup, we know Stephen Chambly is going for the Dirty Birds. We have not gotten confirmation on who the Rockers starter is tomorrow, as Beltre hits a 2-hopper to second base. Russell picks it up to throw to first in time. It's the first out of the inning. It would be Jason Manzueta's spot with the doubleheader on Sunday, maybe throwing things off a little bit. Not sure who the Rockers are actually going with tomorrow for their starter, so we'll wait and see. Here's Alfredo Gonzalez, 1 for 3 today with a double. Rockers out hitting Charleston 10-6. And he pops this pitch up into center field. 1 pitch out. As Johnny Field makes the catch, out number 2. And that'll bring up Tyler Blum for the final chance for Charleston. Here comes the pitch. That's down and away to Blum, and the count goes to 1-0. With Gastonia trailing right now, the Rockers will have an opportunity to extend their lead in the division, as that pitch is a called strike, top of the zone. And the count goes to 1-1. Here comes the 1-1. That's hit on the ground towards short. It's going to get through for a base hit. Charleston extends this ball game with a 2-out single by Blum, and that'll bring up Scott Kelly, who's 2 for 3. Bradford comes set. First pitch coming to Kelly. Rockers looking for the final out of this ball game. Slider misses just low, and the count goes to 1 ball, no strikes. comes the 1-0. Bradford swing and a miss. Got a sinking fastball. Got Kelly to chase on it, and the count goes to 1-1. Here comes the 1-1. That one's popped up, but it gets out of play. The count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Charleston down to their final strike now on the ball game. Fans standing and cheering here at Truist Point. Gastonia still trails by 4, so things looking good for High Point.
I was going to give it to a kid.
They're trying to start the month of June off on the right foot. Bradford set. Here comes the 1-2 to Kelly. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll do it. The Rockers win their 10th series of the year, a 7-1 win over Charleston in game number 2. They've outscored the Dirty Birds 25-4 in the first 2 games of this series. Rockers post-game show coming up right after this, so we'll step aside and we'll wrap everything up all nice and neat for you when we come back on the Rockers Baseball Network. Welcome back into the Rockers post-game show as we wrap things up here tonight from Truist Point. The Rockers take down the Dirty Birds. Final score tonight is 7-1. High Point, for the second game in a row, wins in convincing fashion. The only difference, took them a little bit longer tonight than it did in the first game of the series. We were scoreless until the 3rd inning. Then Scott Kelly came in on a ground out from Anthony Seymour. Rockers would tie it up on a double play that Quincy Lattimore hit into to make it a 1-1 ball game at that point. In the 4th inning, High Point would grab the lead. Giovanni Alfonso, an RBI base hit, would score Johnny Field, and the Rockers would take the lead there in the bottom of the 4th. They wouldn't give it up. Up into the 7th inning, the Rockers would score 3 runs off of reliever Walker Weichel. 1 run coming in on a balk, 1 on a wild pitch, and 1 on a sacrifice fly from Johnny Field. And in the 9th inning, a couple more runs would come in and score. An RBI double from Jerry Downs. And the base hit from Quincy Lattimore in the infield that the first baseman Tyler Blum could not hang on to. The throw from Diego Goris, that allowed Jerry Downs to race around and score to make it a 7-0 ball game tonight. That's really the way that it went down. The winning pitcher today, Colt Webb, in his first professional start. So he improves to 1-0 on the year. The loss goes to Jordan Stevens. Stevens falls to 1-3 on the season. 2 hours and 46 minutes, your time of game today, with the first pitch coming at 6:35 this afternoon. And an attendance of 1,394 came today to see the Rockers pull this one out. Line score, Charleston today, 1 run on 7 hits, 1 error. The Rockers 7 runs on 10 hits and no errors. Let's take a look around the Atlantic League now one last time so we see everything else that's gone on today. The Genomes and the Legends suspended bottom of the 4th inning, 6-5 your score right now. Issues with the mound again. Second day in a row for that, or second time this year rather. There's been an issue in Lexington with the pitching mound, and again has caused the suspension of a game. They are expecting to finish that game tomorrow and then play the regularly scheduled game after that. Southern Maryland trailing York right now. It's 6-4 Revs in the bottom of the 8th inning. And the Honey Hunters trail Long Island 9-5 in the bottom of inning number 7. The Rockers are pulling for the Ducks today because the Long Island win would give the Rockers a 3-game lead in first place. The Barnstormers and Ferry Hawks, they battled tonight, but unfortunately Mother Nature the winner on Staten Island. That game has been postponed. They tried to play it. They almost got halfway there, but Mother Nature ends up winning that one. They were postponed tonight. Well, tomorrow, the starting pitching matchup again. We know Stephen Chambly is going for Charleston. The Rockers have not announced a starter for tomorrow. They had trouble, the Rockers did, offensively against Stephen Chambly the last time. So the big thing for High Point, just continue the momentum right now. This is a team that's been red hot against these Charleston pitchers recently. 25 runs in this 2-game set. 18 runs in the 2 games, or 17 runs in the 2 games at Appalachian Power Park last week. So for High Point offensively, you just got to continue the momentum. And how about Colt Webb? Cannot say enough about the debut this man had today. This guy who comes in from pitching it at Charleston in West Virginia, Charleston College rather, in West Virginia. 6 innings of 1-run ball. 3 strikeouts, 4 hits, and walks no one. I think without a doubt, Colt Webb picks up the game ball today, and we're certainly excited about the evening that he put together, and we're looking forward to seeing his next time out now here as a member of the High Point Rockers. He's certainly impressed everyone here tonight. Tomorrow, a 6:35 first pitch. We'll be on air with the Rockers pregame show on MixLR at 6 o'clock. YouTube will follow shortly after that. But that'll about wrap things up for us tonight. The Rockers improved to 27-9. They have won 75% of their games this year. Charleston falls to 15-21. And if things hold like they are in Gastonia right now, the Rockers will have a 3-game lead when we talk again tomorrow. A big thanks to everyone down in the control room, as well as all our camera operators today, and the Rockers Baseball Network, the Rockers Media Department. Big thanks to everyone behind the scenes who makes this possible on a daily basis. Rockers win it. Final score 7-1 today. They take the series against Charleston, and they look for the sweep tomorrow evening. I'm Kendrick Fruits, wishing you a rocking good night. This has been a presentation of High Point Rockers Baseball on the Rockers Baseball Network.